You know, when it came to the sacraments, I went to the classes just like everybody else did. I didn't need a whole lot in the sense of help or change. Basically, I needed a clean floor, because if you handed me a paper, I would put it on the floor, and if it's real dirty down there, the paper would get dirty. So a clean floor, and that's about it. I didn't need a whole lot of help otherwise than that. So I went to the classes just like everybody else. I did the work just like everybody else. I was included, you know, into the discussions and, you know, the reading and whatever else was involved with the class. I just kind of made do and kind of sat towards the back. That way people weren't staring at me, you know. I just felt comfortable a little more in the back than being up in the front. To define inclusion for a person that's a little disabled, there's a few factors I think that have to be there. First, how much can they do on their own? And if they can't do it on their own, then they will have to have kind of like the buddy system to kind of help them. Pick things up, move, maybe even turn the page of a book. But if the individual is able to maybe maneuver the books and the writing, I think, you know, they could be quite a bit on their own, kind of like I was. Maybe the difficulty would be getting there, you know, the entryway, if there's steps. So factors that, you know, to the average, it's no big deal, but to someone like myself, it can be kind of an obstacle. You know, the inclusion into just the normal school setting for a disabled, I think, is very important, because reality, I would say 95% of the world is more, quote unquote, whole-bodied, not disabled like Tony, you know, missing the arms, or if you're in a wheelchair, blind, what have you. And we got to learn how to work together, you know, like a family. Like every family has its quirks. So-and-so's a little bit more different than the other. The attitude's a little more different than the other. But I think it's very important to make us feel at home. It's the best way to say it. Make us feel like we're part of the education system, the world, your church, the community. I guess the best thing is don't hide us. We want to see what's available. We want to learn. We want to be part of. We want to be there. When I was younger, I would go to what was called Cypress Orthopedic, and I had to learn how to walk. And if I fell, since I didn't have the arms or the hands, I couldn't, you know, reach out with my hands and stop the fall. That way I wouldn't hit my face. So they taught me how to tumble. They taught me how to do things like dressing. And that's important in the growth of a child, how to be, you know, a little more independent. But, you know, we can't neglect or ever forget the educational side. And it has to be a little bit of both. When it comes to the Catholic schools and letting maybe disabled come into your classrooms, that's a must. Our faith is not going to go away because I'm armless or I'm sitting in a wheelchair. Our spiritual growth is going to get put to one side. As a parent, I'm 52 years old. I have a daughter, I have a son. Spiritually, I would love for them to, and they're not disabled, but I want their spiritual growth to be challenged, to be taught. And you know, Tony Melendez, being disabled, one of the best things in my life I've ever had is my faith. And please don't deny me at a school because I'm armless. Because my heart wants Jesus. Yeah, to the parents, maybe faculty or therapists, because all of you will deal with this individual to help them, maybe spiritually or physically. uh, how to eat, whatever, how to get on in life. Work as a team, and that will help that individual. I mean, that's, what can I say? It's important to have a little bit of everything. I mean, to make my life very whole, I needed the education, I needed that therapist, I needed that OT, PT to help me in different areas. But later on in life, now that I'm 52, I'm very grateful for what I learned back when I was younger, in elementary, even younger, and into high school and into college.